right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 845, right? Yeah, 845. I love it when I get it right. It's a lot of episodes. But I'm glad you guys were around. Sorry I went through some Throwback Thursday music before we got on here. I'm glad you all were here to hear that. But more importantly, I'm here and happy because you're here. And you might not be happy, but I'm glad you're consistent. I'm glad you're getting with it. I'm glad you're staying with it because that's the only way to get it done. That's it. So tonight we're going to be doing the Series 6. That means we're going to go through 6 different questions. We're going to have 6 different exams. We're going to answer them with some content, some techniques, some strategies. It's going to be a roundabout night, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. But as always, on every Thursday, I want to remind you guys, well, first, my name is Andy. I better get that out there, right? My name is Andy. I am the guy that runs the KonaButterflyz. I run the back office. I spin the music, but you're not here for any of my spinning abilities. You're here for Brandy. We got her Series 6, 63, 26, 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know. So that way you, too, can get your pass notice and take advantage of IRA season. Yeah, I said it. It's IRA season. Because those taxes are coming due, and it's time. It's time. I had this conversation earlier today. Someone was saying they don't make any money, but yet they're getting taxed by the IRS and they have IRS debt. And I'm like, that person's getting taxed. You know why?
Why?
Because they only tax people with money.
Yeah.
If you're making money, you're gonna see the tax man. If there's no money to be being made, they don't tax you. What is there to get?
Yeah.
There's nothing there, right? But everybody always has a negative connotation about taxes. But if you know how to run the gambit and you know how to run and lower those tax liabilities, and you're going to be that person because you're learning the security stuff, you're going to be the person that they go to say, hey, can you help me out? And you're like, yeah, I can help you out. Because lowering those tax liabilities is what's going to help you out during those tax days. And guess what does it? A nice retirement plan. And you're everybody's buddy. So I don't want you guys to miss out on that season. And it is happening. And like always, during this time of the week, I like to always say, guys, it is going to be distractions weekend, especially if you're watching football like I am, because, your team is in the NFC Championship. Look, we know we're going to have a lot of things happen, and we got a lot of things going on, but that doesn't mean we stop doing what we got to do. You didn't earn a day off. I know that's what everybody likes to say. Oh, I studied so much this week. I earned one day off. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you haven't gotten to where you need to go. So you don't get to earn a day off yet. When you get a day off is when you're done. That's when happens. That's when you get your day off. That's it. Because otherwise, we just rationalize a whole week off. Shoot, I did good for 3 weeks. Now I need to take a week off and get my mind straight. No, you don't. No. Because you know what happens? You take a day, then it's a week, and then guess what? You're back to square one again, and here we go. And here we go again. And here we go again. Day one again. Why put yourself through that? Just stick through it through the week. And if you know it's going to be crazy, you got a lot of stuff going on. You know that your team's playing. You got to play on your team, which is your business, and you got to close. And you got all this stuff happening this weekend because you know why? Because the end of the month is happening. Everybody's telling you to make numbers. You got to make numbers. You got rent due. You got mortgage due. You got baby mama that needs money for the shoes. Guys, I know what it's all about. You just got to get in that work. So you got to make sure that you get it in early. Make sure you schedule it. Make sure you make it happen. But if you don't schedule it and you don't put it in there and you don't make it a priority, it ain't happening. It's not even going to come close. Because as soon as somebody has a better idea, a funner idea, or somewhere better to go, you're on it. And that's just the way we are. And I'm not trying to, bad talk you. I just reality. So you got to make sure to, be on the defense of you. Be honestly.
Defense.
Yeah, you got to play defense against you and your habits. So just get it done early. Make sure that you get up earlier. A lot of times I think that's a lot better than doing it late at night because I'll tell you what, on the weekend, nights seem to go a little bit longer than we thought, and we get a little bit tired than when we thought, and things happen a little bit more longer than we thought, and then we just don't make it happen. So the best way I find that most people find is just getting it done early, finishing it out, and then just have the rest of the day to yourself to whatever it is that you want to do. And that's it. But don't stop during the weekend. because it ain't coming back.
Stop
Speaking
believing.
of the weekend, we're going to help you out because Saturday we are running our big review. I don't know, Brandy's got the graphic in there, but the Saturday is the review. Yeah, I have one. But anyways, I'll send it to her right now. But we got Saturday on that review, and we're going to be doing it for the Kona Academy, the 21-day plan. You know, all of our members, we encourage you to show up 8 a.m. Saturday. I'll be putting it out everywhere for you guys to make sure, but it is on the Google Calendar, so let you know. And we're using that all exams Zoom.
The member code.
Yeah, that one. So make sure that you're there. We make it short, sweet, and to the point. 4 hours of your time, and then we're out. We ain't doing the whole day, 24 hours of studying, whatever it is those other things do. I don't know how that's a review. I'd forget everything by the time it was done.
Well, besides football's on this weekend.
Yeah, well, I
I'm
wouldn't.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Randy. I mean, even if it wasn't, I'd still no. It's just not.
Just kidding.
All right, let's get this thing going. So if you haven't signed up yet and you want to get in on that review, we got a members sign up. We got QR code. We got links in the chat that you can click on. Get onto that members only. Get into that members area, and all you got to do is click on that and follow my members link over there and join in. We got our study guides available. It's crazy. Someone actually asked for our old study guide for the SIE. I'm like, that doesn't exist. Like, no, we got the new one, the new and improved. It's got new stuff. The Brandy dropped stuff last night that's in the study guide that nobody's like talking about as far as the 529 plans. There's like all the stuff that FINRA says it will be tested soon. So we got all the new adjustments already in there before they even, we don't even know when they make the actual change. Actually, nobody does. But FINRA slipped all these changes in last year and said they will be tested this year. So we updated the study guide. Our first update since 2019. It's interactive. If you're a member, it means you have video explanations as you go through it if you want them. And we got that for sale. So check that out. Also, we have the 6 and the 63, though we have study guides for that one. We got the Kona community on Discord. Thank you for posting up your questions over there. Brandy's been crazy trying to get to those. I answered a couple myself that I could because, you know, there's a couple in there that I can because it was all library, you know, librarian. I could pull the book off the shelf, Brandy.
Yeah.
I don't answer questions, but I'll pull a book. And then we also got we got our we got it all going on. So just check it out. Phone number is 951-290-3077. Call or text. We also got Instagram, Telegram. We hope to see you there. All right. We got we're wrapping up content tomorrow. So we got the Kona Academy. All the content ends tomorrow, so make sure to end it tomorrow. And then we start studying. We're working on the quizzes. We've been doing it the whole time every Monday, but now Brandy's going to step it up from Saturday on. We are going to go all in on making sure we apply this content, showing you guys how to really do the live quizzes. That's already started in the Series 6 and the 63. We're going to start doing that in the SIE. That means Brandy's going to go through a quiz just like you and show you how she breaks it down like Charlie Brown. Make sure you're not overthinking what we mean by that, how we observe it, all that great stuff, those techniques and strategies. I like to call it the fast way around the track, but you know, everybody else can have a different word for it. But we'll be starting that next week, but we're going to be doing all the ending of the content tomorrow. So we hope to see you all there. SIE, it starts at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, and we're done with the 63 at 1 p.m. Pacific. See you guys there. All right. Yeah. I do have the Saturday review, but I'll do that while you're talking in a minute, and then we'll throw it up on the screen.
Okay.
All right, everybody. It is time, right?
Yes.
It is time for the Series 6. Yeah, tonight we are going to go over 6 questions, 6 different exams, SIE 6, 63, 26, 65, and Series 7. We're going to do some content techniques, strategies, and for those 6 different exams, Brandy's going to break them down. Pay attention. We're going to tie up everything that we learned the whole entire week, you know, keywords, test-taking techniques. We're going to throw in some content. We're going to put it all together in a nice pack to show you how it all goes together. This is our final episode of the week of the Studying Brew. So, you ready to go?
Yes.
All right. Anything you want to tell them before we get started? Because I don't know what you picked.
Nah.
By the way, Brandy does a live quiz for each exam before we get on here every week. She literally does a quiz by herself every week to pick fresh quiz questions for you guys. There is no ones that she sets out to cherry pick and goes, oh, wow, that's great. I'll put that on Thursday. Never. She always does it just like you guys do. So just so you know that.
Yep.
Ready?
Thanks. Yeah. So let's do it, guys. So we are going to combine what we learned on Monday and what we learned on Tuesday. And then we're going to kind of maybe add some content for today. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to combine the Kona catchphrase. We're going to look for some patterns and stuff like we do on Tuesdays. And we're going to put it all together today. So let's get started. All right. So I have observations, right? I have the spread, the additional takedown. Look, I don't even know what any of that is.
The
right?
additional takedown.
But I know it's additional.
I think it's in Cobra Kai.
Right. And then I have the takedown.
Is this an MMA thing? Saying.
Right. And then I have the concession. Okay. I'm just gonna say something real quick. Concessions, I always think of the concession stand. Like when
Really?
yeah, I always think of concessions like
I always think, oh well, I mean I see that. And I also see concede. Like I concede, I give up, I'm done.
Really?
Like I'm done, finished.
Huh. By the way, neither of those
work
in this case.
I figured you're gonna say that.
Isn't that weird?
The way you were looking at me.
I know. I've never heard it. I never thought.
You know when your wife looks at you and goes, "Look," and you just know you're wrong.
No, honestly, I never heard of it that. So I'm like thinking snacks, and you're thinking of like give up, and I'm like neither of that works.
It's that look
it's
that look that your spouse gives you. Goes, you know, you're smart, but that's okay. You're wrong.
That's the spread, right? You guys like my look.
I think of betting when I think of the spread. That's what I think of.
A bedspread?
No, bet. When you bet.
Oh, you bet. Oh,
yes. Like with this weekend, you know, I got the Niners up by 2 touchdowns.
I'm all thinking bedspread.
Some people are thinking food. Bedspread. No, not bedspread. All right, let's get serious here. Let's get serious, Brandy.
It is so serious. Sucks. Okay, so yeah. Now look, there is definitions to the additional takedown and the concession and the spread. But what have we been learning since the SIE? That the spread, and Eric put it in the chat, that the spread is simply the difference between bid and ask, right?
It's the difference between anything. It could be football scores. It could be anything.
Right. So it says that an underwriter's total compensation is, guys, this takedown, the additional, the concession, and other things are all part of the spread.
But the main thing, the whole total is the spread.
Right. Total spread. Total spread.
Your losses and your wins. Your team score and the other team score. Yeah. The whole shebangy. What is a shebang anyway? Anybody ever look that up?
I don't know.
All right.
I can't even figure out what a concession is today.
I'm like, the whole shebang? What do I want the whole shebang? Maybe I don't even want a quarter of it.
Right. All right. So I have A, the partnership agreement, B, the subscription agreement, C, a certificate of limited partnership, or D, articles of incorporation. So right away, yes, we got 2 agreements happening, right? I also have 2 partnerships happening. Articles of incorporation means I must be some sort of corporation, right? Haven't really heard of a subscription agreement, but I will say that those 2 are opposites, right? Those 2 are opposites. Maybe the answer is A.
I would do it. Well, if you're doing techniques with us, and look, I know there's a lot of you are new. Maybe you're not always tuned into this, and you're like, do they always do this with the answers? Yes, we do, because it helps you get through these questions without being lost.
Right.
It does.
Yeah. It does. And honestly, guys, most of the time, if this was a Tuesday, I'm picking A and I'm moving on. But there's a little hint in this question. And this question says, as it relates to forming a limited partnership, the most important document. Now, limited partnership is different than a partnership. See, A is like generic partnership agreement.
If I have a limited partnership with somebody, I need it in writing exactly what I do.
That it's limited.
I want to know what my cut is. And I want it in paper, because if you don't give me that, I might have to cut you.
Right.
I mean, no, I wouldn't say that. I'm a saved man. I'm saved. I wouldn't do that. I'm just saying.
Yesterday you're calling people fools, and today you're
saying, man, I'm just kidding. But I'm just, when it comes to money and paper, we know. No, but some of y'all know what I mean.
But he's right. He's absolutely right. Because like I said, partnerships.
I'm not doing half this work over here for nothing.
No, you're doing limited work.
Right. Well, whatever the limit is, I want to know how much it isn't.
So there you go. And so guys, honestly, when I did this question, my finger was going towards the A, and then my eye caught the limited in the question, and I went limited, hit the C, boom, done.
Look, it doesn't always work with the techniques, and we tell you that all the time. But that's when you're in the real exam, you
Yep.
confirm in the question, and now you're reading the question with intent. And look how much easier it was to see that, because you're like, oh, I already put down there partnership. I circled it. I got it.
Yep.
That's it.
It makes it easier. So much easier. All right. Oh my gosh. Are we going to draw that seesaw thing again? I don't know.
Maybe
Not.
maybe not.
So I have my nominal, my yield to maturity, my yield to call, and my current yield, right?
Some of these give people stomach cramps every time they see it.
I hear you, right? So somebody's probably already at home going like this, right? They're already drawing this.
Oh yeah.
I don't blame you. I normally do too, but if I don't have to, I'm not going to, because the total rate of return that an investor will receive if a bond is held until it matures, wouldn't it just be the maturity?
See, we always say you don't need to overcomplicate it.
If I don't see,
translate into which language?
if I don't see numbers, guys, if I see, so in my answer choices, right, I got yields, and that's obviously the seesaw. And if and if I'm not seeing numbers in that question, I don't need to draw it. Does that make sense? A lot of times it's literally this simple. I got this from the Series 65, but
See,
that's how.
some of y'all think the 65 is overcomplicated. Look, it's just the easiest SIE.
Yeah. All right. This is going to be for all of you guys who were in the SIE Kona Academy today. This is for you. In this type of account, ownership may be unequal. If one account owner dies, the proceeds automatically go to the remaining account owner. I think I called this leave it there. Leave it there. You guys are going to see what I mean. It was awesome.
What is that?
Leave.
Oh,
Sorry.
thought it said loave it there.
Leave. Make like a tree and leave.
Just saying, it looks suspect.
Leave?
Go ahead.
Okay. This type of account can only be established by legally married couples. And this account carries the social security numbers from all tenants for tax reporting purposes. This right here, guys, is all joint accounts. It doesn't.
I was gonna say this has to be joint account talk.
Yeah, and
or tenants in common.
Yeah, and D, like that's all. Like that's all. So it doesn't like you're not. This is not going to be a specific type of joint account. It's all joint accounts, right?
Yeah, you got to have that tax ID number in there. Remember, I talked about taxes again.
So that's all joint accounts.
Uncle Sammy always wants that taxes.
I meant not specific. So like guys, if this if the question says something about like what is common for all joint accounts, then the answer's D. But if the answer, if the question says something about one of the 3 specific types of joint accounts, then we're going to be answering that way. Okay. But you guys wouldn't know that unless you looked at your answers. Ready? It says, which of the following statements is true about a joint tenancy in common account? I think somebody put it in the chat. So we know it's not B because we said leave it there. Only be established by legal married couples. We know it's not that one. D is, so it has to be A. And yes, because we talked about this one is the roommates.
Have you ever had a roommate? You ever had roommates? Like one of you brings the PlayStation, you bring the TV, you bring all the stuff, and then you got that one roommate who just shows up with a bed.
Hey, if I'm the one that brought the PlayStation and I'm the one that's moving, I'm taking the PlayStation with me.
You brought a bed, you're taking a bed. That's all you're coming and going with.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yeah. So yeah, and if you have if you're in roommate, if you have, oh my goodness, if you live with roommates, it probably is going to be unequal. That's my corner of the shelf. I don't know. I've never lived with roommates. I know. Did I miss out on something or am I blessed? I don't know.
I don't know. It's all perspective.
Yeah. But do you guys see that? Like D is a correct statement, but A is the better statement because it speaks specifically to that type of joint account.
That's true because your uncle lives here. We don't consider him a roommate.
That's true.
Roommate.
All right. Tax deferred until the entire annuity. Well, let's just do this. Taxes deferred, long-term capital gains, ordinary income, tax exempt. We should have already formulated. I said that word. We should have already
Wow.
formulated.
Where's your calculator from? The Jetsons?
Sound like Rosie, huh? That's deep cuts right there.
I
Okay.
thought the future would have a lot more noise in it with all the computer thinking. I'm just saying.
I just make it up now.
Yeah.
Okay, so tax deferred into the entire. Oh, we're talking about annuities because A says annuity, right?
Mhm.
Now, look, guys, we already know something. If it says annuity, we know that there are no capital gains in annuities. We know there's no such thing as an exempt because we're talking about annuities,
Right.
right?
Yeah. And someone did point out annuities are an A, B, and D.
Oh,
And you're just talking about the conversation here. But yeah.
I didn't read it. I didn't read further on. Notice I didn't even read further on, right? And what do we know? What's the word associated with annuities? If you guys were in my classes or have watched my videos, you guys know that I say tax deferred is no capital gains and it is ordinary income only.
Yes.
Ordinary income only. Boom. If I have a partial withdrawal of funds made from an annuity, what is the basis for taxation of the withdrawal? We said annuities are tax deferred. It is ordinary income only.
And if you had that oh duh situation just now, that's what you need to make a flashcard. This is why you don't buy flashcards. You make them yourself. Because you know when you have a duh situation, you're like, oh, duh. Yeah, annuity, ordinary income. Ordinary income, annuity. I'd be like flipping that card over and over again until I get that.
I literally said it like this today too. I was all tax deferred, ordinary income, tax deferred, no capital gains, tax deferred, no capital gains, ordinary income. What is it taxed as? Ordinary income.
That's it.
And I told you guys, you can literally just cross off. It says annuity, we know tax deferred, boom, out capital gains. Don't even come over here.
Peanut butter, jelly. You know what I mean? That's how you got to know it.
That's right. That's my last one. Okay. All right.
And if you're a person that goes, well, I don't always associate peanut butter. Actually, I like to associate it with honey. Guess what? You're thinking too much. That's why you get it wrong, fool. Keep it easy.
Peanut butter. All right. A firm or an individual that acts as principal, a firm or an individual that charges commissions and arranges trades, a firm or an individual that charges markups, a firm or an individual that charges markdowns. Again, if you guys are with me, you guys will know that I always do this, right? So because I always say markup, markdowns, I know that these two are literally, it's not even the similar or opposite, they're the same. So I can't pick one of them, they're both out.
Yep. And, you know, Eric did make an observation. He's all acts as principal. Are they acting as a principal or are they a principal? Are we thinking too hard when we think about that?
Thinking way too much because
you're in that peanut butter and honey situation, bro.
I am really trying hard to not super approach this with content. I'm trying to go with memorable content, right? Like markup, markdown car dealerships, just like Tim put in the chat there.
And I love the and B. I'm going with that. I'm not thinking hard. I had a hard day.
Can I just ask something real quick?
Yeah.
Leading question.
No.
If markup or markdown.
I'm just kidding.
Markup, markdowns are car dealerships. We know that real estate charges commissions.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys have our study guide,
broker dealer,
right? So I'm gonna go, with brokers, right? Yeah. So these are dealers down here, and then these are brokers right here.
Yep.
Right, real estate brokers. Okay, so check this out. What is that question? It says a broker is described as the and.
It is that. Bam.
Right. So it was a little bit of a technique, but like Andy said, when you're on your test, look, guys, if you're taking quizzes, I would have picked B, boom, done, right? But I wanted to double check real quick. And it's great practice. Guys, it's great practice to go, okay, commissions, trades, that's a broker, markup, markdowns is a dealer. And just to add to it, guys, act as a principal, that is your principal capacity. And that is also dealer.
And again, another flashcard, right? That you can make broker, commission. I'm not forgetting that again. Yeah. You got to make these kinds of statements with yourself when you are studying. If you get an "oh duh" situation and you're like, "Oh, man, I forgot. I should have known that." That's a situation where you write it down, you write the 2 keywords down. You go broker, commission, okay, I'm gonna make a flashcard out of it. I'm gonna make a song lyric out of it, whatever it is and how you remember that. But you got to make a deal with yourself and you're like, you know what? That's not happening to me again. Like they did this to me. I'm not going to let it happen again. I'm not going to let those 2 keywords slip.
Guys, that's what I did to that's what I would say to myself. I listen, I would get it wrong. I'd probably get it wrong again. I'd go, no, never again. No, I'm not getting this wrong again. So you got to do what it takes so you make that connection. Make relatable statements to help you remember. Make them yours. Make them yours. There you go. ABC, agent, broker, commission. Boom.
Yeah. What is it? Gone with the Wind, where they're like, we'll never go hungry again.
Never go hungry. As
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. You got to be like that. Be overly dramatic.
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do. Put on the music and everything.
That's
Playing Gone with the Wind, yelling. Anyways, all right, everybody. Well, we did it. We made it through. I hope we entertained you, made you laugh, made you have a good study session, and gave you some tips and tricks that you can apply to your studying that I want you to try when you are quizzing. Like I just said, if you're in those quizzes and you have that oh duh situation, right? Do that. Do that. It happens to the best of us. Dang it's and oh does, right? We say worse, but I got to keep it PG. But I'm just saying, if you have that, and the other technique that I would do as you're going through these quizzes, keep a tally of the ones you would have got right if you just went with your gut. See how much better your score would have been if you would have stopped overthinking. Instead of picking peanut butter and jelly, you went with peanut butter and honey for some reason. You overthought it. Keep a tally and see how much better your score would have been.
right.
That's what I'm saying. And then when you see how better your score is, you'll know that I said, think less. Think less.
That's it. I'm making the shirt.
Think less.
I'm going to have the shirt.
All right. We got Kona Academy tomorrow. There is no Studying Brew tomorrow night, but we will be back on Monday for a whole new Kona catchphrase. We got that Saturday review. Look for all the advertisements that'll be popping out everywhere and in Patreon and all that. We'll see you on Saturday morning, all you members. But until then, everybody, stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. Keep that positive mental attitude. PMA. Everybody have a great night.
Thank you guys so much for being on. We super appreciate you. Guys, don't forget to make those relatable statements. Practice those techniques. Find those keywords. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great one.